He said, I hope my daughter reconsiders and comes home. She doesn't need anything there. Thank you.
¿Sabes? Yo nunca quise mudarme aquí. Mi idea inicial fue que él se mude a Perú conmigo, pero por su trabajo yo tuve que hacer este sacrificio de dejar a mi familia, dejar mi país.
You know, this whole storyline with Annalie and Clayton, it's gonna sound so weird to say this though, but like with Sam and Citra, we saw a journey of them two. And in the journey that we saw a couple that went from, we're not too sure if she's here for the right reasons or if she's here for the wrong reasons. In the end, I was like, listen, Citra's here for the right reasons, and her and Sam generally have emotions to each other. They're generally in love. Clayton and Annalie, I feel the same way about these two. At the very first, it felt like as if Annalie was here for the wrong reasons, but now I generally feel like she generally just wants to be with Clayton, to be honest with you. And you know what's crazy though? I just feel like, you know, there's a problem that's being made here that doesn't really have to be touched on. Now, of course, when it comes to the father situation, the father is not being fair to the slightest. But at the end of the day, if that's how he's going to be, well, then I guess that's how he's going to be. But when it comes to obviously Annalie, it seems to me, and I said this before, she made a choice to come to the States. She made a choice to marry him first and then tell her father. Why? Because like I said before, she probably didn't want her father to stop her from marrying Clayton, because maybe her father wanted her to probably marry someone else closer to home, someone obviously, you know, with a similar cultural background, blah, 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 blah. Do you see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if a woman is going to risk losing her relationship with her father for a man, usually when women do that, they do it because they generally want to be with that guy. I don't know any woman that would do that for a green, would sacrifice family for a green card personally. I mean, if she's that kind of evil, then damn, she needs help, because that's just weird and really messed up. And also, let's not forget though, her mum isn't exactly in the best of health neither. You see what I'm saying? So she wouldn't just abandon her for, you know what I mean? But we continue though. Before I continue though, we are on the road to 60k subscribers by the end of April. So please do hit that subscribe button, help us get there, and like the video as always. Obviously subscribe as well, but also comment, and it helps us grow within the YouTube algorithm. But with that being said, let's continue.
Look how we're hugging, now what? I mean, it's going to be something else, right? Like, obviously that was forced, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. That's kind of my point, is that we don't have to do everything in front of you for it to happen.
Okay.
Part of me thinks that Brandy might have done that to affect our relationship.
This is Clayton regarding the fact that obviously there was a stripper that came to the bachelorette, or the hen do, whatever you want to call it in America. In the UK, we call it a hen do. I think you call it a bachelor. I don't know. Either way, though, obviously Clayton is under the influence that his sister purposely brought the hooker in, or the stripper in, sorry, just to try and obviously, you know, stir the pot with the relationship that he has with Annalie. And to be fair, for me personally, throughout the season, it definitely felt like as if Clayton's sister has some sort of, I wouldn't say resentment, but she has some form of jealousy towards Clayton's relationship with their mum, because their mum and Clayton were always close together. And the sister did say that growing up, Clayton and mum have always been close together. And if anything, she also said that I don't see Clayton ever kicking mum out of the house because they've always been glued. But of course, Clayton finally done that. Do you see what I'm saying? So to be fair, there's definitely something going on in her sister's mind against Clayton that she just isn't speaking up about. And that's something that would have been cool to actually hear, but we continue.
Oh, really? You're gonna lie.
Well, I'm bothered by my sister, and she seems bothered by me having a happy relationship.
Oh.
No. With the
But is he speaking a fact there though?
whole, just like every aspect of their relationship is odd.
Well, I mean, we're from different cultures. Everything's odd. Every one of these couples are odd.
I just feel like the reasons that Clayton's sisters has to try and say their relationship isn't this and that, everything that she has is very, very, very weak. And that's the problem, you know? If you're going to have reasons, at least make them have a certain level of strength behind them. But none of the reasons she has any strength. You know what I mean? Which is why she hasn't got a leg to actually stand on. But if there's going to be anything odd about Clayton and Annalie's relationship, it's probably the fact that Annalie still does not speak English. That is still very strange considering how long she's been with him. But hey, it is what it is. But then again, at the same time, though, rumor has it that sometimes TLC purposely get the foreign person to not speak English, because if the person is speaking their native language, then that means it draws in that audience from that person's country. I have heard that in the past, whether or not that's true or not, I do believe that there's a certain level of truth behind it, because there's been people that we've had before where in one scene they're speaking English, but in another scene they're speaking their own language, and it's like, so can you speak English or not? You know what I mean? So there's probably truth behind it, but in terms of Annalie, I don't know. I would like to imagine she must be able to speak some form of it, despite the fact that Clayton can speak, of course, her language.
At what point do you start believing that this relationship's real?
Just whenever I feel like it.
Well, that's how you've lived all your life, and it hasn't gotten you very far, has it?
Whoa.
Oh.
Guys, do you hate
Nothing about this conversation shows that you're happy for us.
Seems to me as if Clayton had a lot to get off his chest, obviously, when it comes to his sister's involvement in his relationship with Annalie, you know what I mean? And to be fair, his sister did try and obviously sabotage their relationship a little bit with the whole stropper thing, you know what I mean? So I can understand him obviously being frustrated, because Clayton definitely showed throughout the season that all he's ever wanted is just to have a freaking wife and not have to be lonely for the rest of his life. And most importantly, not have to live with his mom for the rest of his life as well. And obviously now he's got that. His sister doesn't seem to be, being very supportive. And also she's got a track record of, I forgot if his sister has 2 or 3 divorces or something like that. But of course, she's somebody that obviously has a track record that isn't necessarily the best. So there's a chance that maybe she's jealous that Clayton may finally get happiness before her. Who knows? But either way though, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. We'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.